Hi Michael, have you looked at the table yet?
Listen, there's no hiding from. We understand what the situation is. We knew before the game. We knew now. We know for the rest of the season. But it's not something that I think about an awful lot. Really, it's not. It's I enjoyed last night for what it was, for the performance, for the challenge that the boys faced and come through, and I was really proud of them for that. The league is the league, and it'll take care of itself. But we just need to keep doing the right things.
Archer's settling in really well, particularly last couple of games. What have you been most pleased by with how that's happened, and why do you think it's been so smooth for him? Is it just the environment he's been in?
I think the environment a lot, yeah. The group, the players, the people really that he's kind of in mixing with now, and how they've settled in. I think that plays a huge part. You can see it in the boys that came in in January, how quickly they've settled and look like they've been here for a while. It's not always easy, and coupled with that, he's a fantastic talent. He's a fantastic player, and he's a good lad, willing to learn. And as I said last night, what he brings to us, and his cleverness and his sharpness, and obviously his goals, loves scoring goals. So for to see him smiling was fantastic.
And you were even in a position where you could bring Ramsey on for a few minutes as well, so that must be pleasing to finally get to see a bit of him in that chat.
Yeah, it was similar to Cam in some ways. He come in and was desperate to get going and playing, and obviously AJ had his knee issue that he's kind of overcoming and getting fit. So it was nice to get him that first one and on the pitch, and it wasn't an easy one to come into, but I thought he stepped in great, looked at home, smooth. Really made a difference for us when he came on for the short spell. So that'll get him up and running, and he'll be looking forward to the games ahead now.
And another game this weekend coming thick and fast. What are the challenges you think you face this weekend? A team out of form.
Yeah, it's a dangerous game. It really is. These type of games, when no hiding from the fact they've obviously had a tough run of results, but for me that makes them very dangerous. When they've got really good individuals that at any moment can come alive and hurt you, and coupled with that team as a team in the organisation, and it doesn't take much to flip, and it doesn't take. It's up to us to be right at it and prepared really. Physically, obviously from the game last night, we'll manage that, and we'll be ready physically and mentally even more so to be ready to do it all again and start from scratch and build up performance, which we've done ever so well, and that consistency, because as I said, when a team's in that situation, it does make them very dangerous.
Thank you.
Sorry. What's the most rewarding part of the job for you?
Seeing the players and the supporters probably connect and have that atmosphere. I think players playing well with a smile on their face, enjoying it, coming into work each and every day and wanting to be here and thriving really. You can see it in them, and growing as the games go and as training goes, and believing in themselves that bit more and showing what they're capable of. Still more to come, but then coupled with that of why we love football is that camaraderie, that chemistry, on and off the pitch, and it was there. It's been there since the start, since I came, but especially last night. Celebrating wins like that with supporters is priceless.
And you often hear, when you speak to players or managers, maybe looking back on their career, they often talk about how they wish to cherish certain moments a little bit more, but kind of the professionalism and movement they look forward. Do you try and find that balance to cherish moments like that at full time, to take it in?
Yeah, to a point, yeah. You kind of take it for what it is. You have to enjoy certain moments. It's not so much enjoying the moment, it's more of how quick you move on from it. Do you let it drift for a day or two or three, and or do you kind of enjoy it? We understand what happened, put it to bed, and what's next. And it's not always easy. It's challenging to do that at some point, because everyone's telling you how well things are going, and that was a fantastic game the other night, and then you get into Friday and Friday afternoon and everyone's still talking about Wednesday night, and then you Saturday morning and everyone's still talking about Wednesday night. But for us, it's we certainly won't be doing that as a group, and that's what the boys have done so well, to be consistent, to be living in the moment of what's next, what do we need to do to be prepared, and that's the job, that's the business, and we got to be ready come Saturday afternoon.
How do you park that then? Do you get the players in this morning, or is it last night when you have a word with them? How is there a moment where right now we move on?
I think today is probably the day. You know, last night the boys had to enjoy it. Enjoy it. I don't mean going out partying and enjoying it. I mean just, you know, having a moment and on the coach on the way home of having that, letting themselves smile and have that freedom and not think too far ahead, and then coming in today and the next thing is preparing. As much as it's recovering from one game, really it's preparing for the next one. So today's when it starts, and they came in fantastic this morning, and looking forward to what's ahead.
It must be great for you, sitting on the bus, even if you haven't taken the wrong way, and feeling the atmosphere and the buzz, and then coming in this morning and you feel it as well. It must be moments where you sit back and kind of enjoy it, taking it.
Yes and no, really. I think it's that drive really to still wanting to be better, to keep wanting to find that next win, that next feeling, and understanding how difficult they are to come by. Even though we've managed to have a good run, and we're not getting too far ahead of ourselves. You got to be humble enough to understand what it takes to win and appreciate them wins and the work that you have to put in to get the next one. So it's keep saying not getting too carried away, but understanding the work that we have to do.
And equally, it was rewarding then. Is it to see last night when the plan comes together, and you talk about how much work that goes into it, it must be great to stand there and see everything come together as you plan.
Yeah, it is to see the players playing with such confidence and belief, and showing what they're capable of. Still think there's more from us to come, and individually as a team, but I can't fault them for how much they're trying to do the things that we ask, and for them to succeed. It's okay us trying to help them and give them information and coach them in some ways, but they need to feel that success to feel the benefit of it, and they've managed to get that, and you can see them growing, and you can see the confidence and that the presence within the team growing all the time, and it's a pleasure to stand there on the touchline and watch the team at work.
You said there about kind of people telling you how well the side are doing. I've seen John Terry tweeted saying how good a job you're doing. Have you been inundated with messages in recent weeks?
To a point, I'm hopeless on my phone anyway, so friends and family will tell you that. So of course, the support has been fantastic, and it tends to be when you're doing well, and you do get a lot of messages, and part of it is enjoying it and recognising, things are going all right, but understanding, really it's about what's next and trying to achieve something bigger than what we've already achieved. That's that kind of drives us on.
Former teammates, with coaching?
Yeah, all sorts, just like, friends, family, people who I know come across. Sometimes you get ones out of the blue who you maybe haven't spoke to or heard of for a while. That's the beauty of football. You come across so many people at different times in your career, and sometimes you're really close and then they move on and you drift away, and that's the football industry in some ways, but you never kind of lose touch. So it is nice to keep in contact with them, and obviously messages when things are going well, sometimes when it's not. Sometimes the ones after the defeat or a little bump in the road are the ones that mean a little bit more, but hopefully there won't have to be too many of them.
Just lastly from me, you mentioned there Aaron coming out last night. I know you talked a lot about the front four and how they all offer something different, how they're playing so well, but does he offer something different again? Yeah,
for sure, big reason why we wanted to bring him in, and I think he's got a freshness about him. He's a really terrific lad. He's desperate to be part of a group, no ego, but desperate to learn and confident in what he does. And I felt that part of it, how he came on last night. I thought he slotted in very well, looked comfortable, but at the same point knew he was part of the team and had a role to play. And fantastic to see.
Great, thank you.
Just going back to the kind of wider picture, Mike. I mean, you rightly alluded there that there is a lot of excitement around what's happening here at the moment. I mean, do you allow yourself at all to kind of get excited about the bigger picture, the kind of prospects, etc.?
Yeah, there's a limit to it. Obviously, we understand when things are going in the direction that we kind of hoping for and what we're trying to do. Again, it's not. We have eyes on the bigger picture. We know where we want to be, what we're trying to look like. But you only get there with small steps and improvements along the way. So I fully appreciate the situation we're in at the moment and the feeling around the whole place and the support that we're getting, and that's something that we need to keep building on. I don't hide from that. That's how it is, and you've got to embrace it, and we certainly are embracing it. But again, it's what happens next, what happens on Saturday, what happens tomorrow with training. That's kind of my main focus. It's the only way I kind of know.
And obviously, in the game and the level that you played at, you were always kind of chasing, success and glory in your career. So I guess you've got that experience of, the kind of mentality that you need to succeed.
Yeah, hopefully. I'm not saying I've got all the answers. I'm not saying I'm perfect. Sometimes do things that's right. Sometimes that maybe don't work out. So, but I think experience is a wonderful thing, and sometimes it's the good ones that you can draw, and sometimes it's the negative ones and the setbacks where actually you learn from quite a lot, and probably more times. And I do feel I've got quite a lot of experience in different ways of playing in this league at West Ham when I was younger, getting promoted, getting relegated, and obviously having success at the higher end. So it takes on all that experience at some point that you've got to draw upon and try and help the boys when I can.
Yeah, and just going back to last night, one player again we spoke about him a lot, I appreciate, but he's really popping up. He's popped up in the last couple of games with assists as well. He isn't Hackney, and just seems to be continuing to take his game to another level each week.
Yeah, he does. I'd say he goes about his business quietly, but obviously everyone's recognising how good he's been playing. But he doesn't say a lot. He goes about his performances without any fuss, really. He just does what he's good at, and that's what I love to see. Huge belief and confidence, but not that arrogance and not that kind of in your face. He just does what he does, and he's coming on and adding to his game all the time, which I like to see. It's very easy to come in and play well for a few games, and then that's it. But he's keep pushing himself for more and more, and he wants to learn more, and he wants to do different things in his game. And every game that goes by, he keeps adding to it. He's just a joy to kind of stand there and watch and help and coach and guide. He doesn't actually need loads of help. He's doing a lot on his own, and he's finding his own way, which is the beauty of seeing young players get that chance.
Yeah, and not in terms of quality, because it wouldn't be fair to put that pressure on him, but certainly in terms of style, there has been comparisons to yourself as a player. I mean, can you see that in terms of the way he played, in style?
I'm not comparing, because I know where that goes. Hayden's Hayden. He's his own player. He's a fantastic young player. He's a fantastic young lad, and he's going in the right direction at the moment. I just keep your hopes improving and at the rate that he is, because he's a real pleasure to work with.
Yeah, and just one, Zach Steffen, we spoke about him a couple of weeks ago, obviously, and then there was the goal at Cardiff. But one thing about Zach is he seems to be so mentally strong. He keeps going, he keeps playing the way that he's been asked to, and last night some really important saves for the team as well. First
thing I said to him after the game, a couple of big saves for us, and everyone talks about the performance and how good we were at times in the win, obviously, and who scored the goals, but fully understand the importance of Zach last night especially, and you can say that's what he's there for, and that's right, he is for that, but he certainly stepped up last night when we needed him.
Yeah, I remember when you first came in, you mentioned about wanting the players to play with freedom and not be afraid of failure as such. I guess in that sense, he kind of embodies that in the way that he is continuing to stick to the task, etc. And as I say, it takes a bit of mental strength to do that.
Yeah, it does for the whole team. I think if I'm asking the boys to play with freedom and express themselves and try things, then if things don't go quite to plan, I can't get on the case and start giving them a stick about it. You know, that's what I'm asking them to do, and I'm fully behind them with that, all of them. So there's a way of it. If they're trying to do the right things, no problem. Try. If it works, brilliant. If it doesn't work, you know, learn from it. But I'm not getting on the case by it, because it's what we do, and that's what I got to stick by, and I'm totally comfortable with that, and that's what the boys are doing at the moment. Yeah, they'll make the odd mistake, and we might give the ball away, or you know, you might try to do something in a positive way and it might not come off, but that's totally fine, because if you don't try, it's never going to work. You got to make things happen, and that's the boys are doing that great at the moment.